Today, we're diving into a topic that hits home for many, especially teachers and parents. How do we give equal love and attention to all students or children without showing favoritism?
That's a tough one. Teachers, in particular, often find themselves connecting more deeply with certain students. It's almost inevitable. But how do we ensure we're not just giving more to one while neglecting others?
Exactly. And as parents, we know that feeling too. There's that old saying, when you bite your fingers, none of them are pain-free. Does it mean we can't love all our children equally?
The old 10 fingers, no pain analogy. It's like some fingers hurt more, and in life, we tend to invest more energy in those who need it most, right?
Yes, and in teaching, it can feel like that too. Some students just draw your attention more than others. They might have challenges, or maybe they're just naturally more engaging. But the question is, how do we balance that? Can we really say we're treating everyone equally?
It's hard. But I think, just like with kids, it's about knowing when to give and when to step back. Take the oldest child in a family, for instance. They often get the toughest love, more guidance, more responsibility. You can't just hand them things on a whim.
Right. But then the youngest gets more indulgence, more pampering. It feels like the youngest gets away with more. But is that really love, or just the result of a natural, unspoken tendency?
That's where things get interesting. You might think the youngest gets the most love, but the oldest gets something more. Effort, intention, and yes, a lot of tough love.
I like that. It's not about giving more material things. It's about giving more in terms of quality time, effort, and sometimes discipline. For the oldest, that tough love is more of an investment. It's teaching them to navigate challenges.
And this extends to students too, right? The ones who catch your attention the most often need the most help. But the real challenge is to make sure you're offering them the right kind of support. Not just the easiest, like giving them praise for every little thing.
Absolutely. It's about creating the right conditions for them to thrive, giving them the tools, the opportunities, and the space to grow without necessarily indulging them.
And sometimes it's about setting an example too. If you give the right kind of guidance to the students who stand out to you, you're not just helping them, you're modeling the behavior for the others too.
Right? You're helping everyone by helping one. It's a ripple effect. But here's the tricky part. What if we don't focus on those students who need us the most? What happens if we just let them slip by, thinking they'll be fine?
That's where the accident happens. We risk creating a situation where the imbalance eventually catches up with us. Not helping them can turn into a much bigger issue down the line.
So it's really about balance, isn't it? Not just giving to the ones who seem to need it most, but making sure the others aren't left behind either. It's a tough juggling act.
Exactly. And the biggest lesson is that what we give, whether it's time, attention, or resources, has to be meaningful. It's not about being fair in a transactional way, but in a way that truly helps each individual grow.
It's like managing debts, right? You invest the most in the one who needs it the most, but not because they're easier to love. It's because they're your responsibility, and you need to help them thrive.
Spot on. And just like you wouldn't ignore a child or a student who's struggling, we shouldn't ignore those who naturally draw our attention. It's about the right kind of involvement, not just more of it.
So, in the end, it's not about having favorites, but about making sure we fulfill our obligations to those who need us the most, whether they're the oldest, the youngest, or the student who stands out in class.
Exactly. And if we approach it that way, we'll not only help them grow, but we'll grow too, both as teachers and as individuals.
Great way to end. It's all about growth, both theirs and ours. Let's continue this conversation next time and explore even deeper into how our roles as educators and parents shape the future.
Looking forward to it.